1. Inner sanctum. Deep within everyone's soul lies a hidden corner, one that perhaps no one else can share throughout a lifetime. All difficulties and obstacles must be faced alone and quietly resolved. Life cannot always offer you good fortune and happiness. Sometimes it will make you taste all the bitterness and sweetness. Having both joy and sorrow is what makes up the mortal world. Having both bitterness and sweetness is what makes up life. No matter how painful it is, after a night's sleep, let everything become the past. 2. Gratitude for life. Even a tall tree cannot be without roots. No matter how glorious a person is, they cannot forget the kindness received in life. One must remember those who lent money when you were poor, those who helped you stand firm in times of difficulty, those who shared bitter and sweet moments in sorrow, those who cooked and prepared medicine when you were sick, and those who loved you sincerely even when you had nothing. Remember those who patiently guided you when you knew nothing. If you always remember gratitude, you will win people's hearts. Winning people's hearts means earning their respect. Earning respect means possessing true qualities in life and principles for living. 3rd, principles of living. It's acceptable to have a little less money, but never let your will be impoverished. Don't let a lack of money narrow your vision. Even if you cannot achieve glory, you should still be a discerning person. Your appearance may not be striking, but do not let your inner self be ugly. True kindness does not depend on outward appearance, but originates from within your soul. It's acceptable to have a small physique, but do not let your heart be petty and narrow-minded. No one likes those with narrow minds. Even with small shoulders and a weak back, a benevolent heart can still comfort and warm countless people. It's acceptable to be a little frail, but do not let your spirit be weak. Weak-spirited people are often pessimistic and lack confidence, so it is essential to cultivate a courageous, opinionated, and confident spirit. It's acceptable to be a little slow-handed and slow-eyed, but never let your mind be deluded. Always remind yourself to maintain a clear mind and sharp intellect to see far and wide. It's acceptable to be a little cruel, but never be too reckless, letting your false intentions turn you into a demon. If you don't enter hell, who will? It's acceptable to be a little intelligent, but never consider yourself outstanding while everyone else is foolish. Otherwise, in this world, there would only be one idiot, and that would be you. It's acceptable to be a little lazy, but never be someone who is idle all day. You should strive to complete what needs to be done. You should have a spirit of contribution if you don't want to be a parasite clinging to society. It's acceptable to be a little calculating, but don't be too scheming for money. Otherwise, you will develop a habit of evaluating others based on money. Sooner or later, you will become its slave. It's good to be a little tolerant, but don't let others take advantage of your tolerance and continue to make mistakes. Regardless, you should always maintain your own principles and self-respect. It's acceptable to endure a little hardship, but do not let your suffering prolong without a way out. You must learn to rise above it. The heart's vision. If you view everyone with their merits and every situation with meaning, you will find this life truly joyful and this world truly beautiful. If you face life with a troubled heart, seeing everything as an obstacle, the world will become ugly and hateful. Many people hope to be more beautiful. In truth, the best way to be beautiful is to maintain inner purity and a joyful spirit. This beauty makes others feel at ease, without envy or disdain. In reality, what you receive in this life is the result of what you created before, and what you are doing now will yield results in the future. Life continues in this way. If we are aware, we will limit many negative thoughts and not blame heaven or resent others when things go against our wishes. Blessings come from diligence and a life of sacrifice. Cultivate compassion and help the poor. Respond with gratitude to deep affections and maintain an upright heart towards everyone. If you have faith in karma in all matters, you will not cause regrettable deeds in life. Being joyful and persistent with current good intentions will bring a bright and peaceful tomorrow. 5. Clear understanding and conduct. Why cling to trivial matters? Being misunderstood by others and not explaining is magnanimity. Time will provide the best answer to what is true and false. Being hurt by others and not complaining is kindness. Feelings change, hot and cold. Time will prove everything. Being slandered by others and not being saddened or angered shows self-cultivation. Good and bad qualities, time will illuminate clearly. In life, often what matters is not how many things you see through, but how many things you can take lightly. The breadth of your heart does not depend on how many people you know, but on whom you can embrace. Accepting a disadvantage does not mean you are truly at a loss. Sooner or later, there will be worthy compensation. Those who yield do not lose anything but their self-esteem. They also gain people's hearts, thus becoming more esteemed. 6. Conduct in life. A person with a hot temper and a venomous tongue, no matter how good-hearted, will make others wary and keep their distance. Therefore, even if you have all the reasons, you should be a little gentle. Reason should be straightforward, but demeanor should be harmonious. To forgive once is to accumulate blessings. The broader your heart, the greater your blessings will be. When you want to criticize others, first examine yourself to see if you are perfect or if you still have any flaws. Then speak. Speaking too much is not as good as speaking little. Speaking little is not as good as speaking at the right time. Do not be too strict with those who make mistakes, but avoid those who refuse to accept and correct their errors. Remember that the first time is magnanimity, the second is tolerance, but the third time will turn into weakness. Don't be afraid of having many tasks. Being busy will avoid gossip, while being too idle will lack joy and meaning. Don't fear being backstabbed. Just worry when you turn around and see someone you treated with sincere affection. Don't hesitate to confide in friends. Just worry that as soon as you turn your back, you'll become a laughingstock in others' conversations. What do you consider the highest form of communication? It is maintaining a respectful and patient attitude, even with the closest and most intimate people. Knowing how to resolve worries is wisdom. Being able to share and love is happiness. Just remember that the brightest is the sun, the greatest kindness is from parents. A noble person is generous, while a petty person often calculates. You will then know how to behave appropriately in life after clarifying these matters. 7. Paths of life. In life, everyone has two paths, one experienced with the heart, called a dream, the other walked with the feet, called reality. If the heart's perception cannot keep up, reality will fade and blur. If the feet move too slowly, desires will fly far away. In this world, the most unpleasant thing is knowing that the one you love gives their heart to another, yet you foolishly remain infatuated. Meetings and partings all have a definite destiny, Following this naturally brings peace and comfort, which is the best thing. When someone is by our side, if we can make them feel peaceful, that is already a great success. When young, happiness is very simple. Growing up, being able to live simply is true happiness. To make your life here worthwhile, do the work you want to do and love what you want to love. People are disappointed in life precisely because they have too many expectations. Distant hopes vanish, and too much accumulated in the heart makes it difficult to express. Some people cannot be forgotten because there is no debt. Others must be forgotten because they are not worth remembering. Also, do not trust your eyes too much, for sometimes what you see is what you desire, while things you dislike have been overlooked. In fact, the person who is misunderstood loses nothing. The one who misjudges others is the one who truly loses an opportunity. We all think we are masters of this life, forgetting that life inherently requires the cooperation of many people. Also, do not sacrifice your long-term future for immediate gain. Remember that what is gained through the sacrifice of others is never lasting. Life is very short. There is no time for regret. Don't dwell too much on people or things that cause you distress, not even for a minute. If there is no final outcome, smile and confidently move forward. When you encounter bumps in the road, remember to give those around you a little warmth. In life's storms, give yourself a little optimism. If you know how to love life and skillfully harmonize everything, joy and happiness will gradually spread far and wide. Life is not a race, but a journey. A race is about the destination, but a journey is about appreciating the scenery along the way. With a good state of mind, the scenery will also appear more beautiful. No matter how many difficulties you face today, always believe that only yesterday cannot return, but tomorrow will surely come. 8. True divinity. Each person's life is singular, whether short or long. Life continues anew each day, whether sorrowful or joyful. Every journey in life requires a different step, whether we retreat or advance. No one is truly alone. No endeavor is ever perfect. When encountering petty individuals, do not engage in calculation, for it only invites more trouble. When faced with complex matters, do not dwell too much, for it only exhausts yourself. The world is vast. Human hearts are complex. How can one avoid encountering petty individuals? Life is fleeting like a passing shadow. How can one avoid vexations? Think moderately, look broadly. When wronged or when love transforms into resentment, resolve it and then smile with relief. If there is no sun, listen to the wind and watch the rain fall. If there are no fresh flowers, breathe the scent of the countryside. If there is no applause, enjoy the tranquility of solitude. Time revolves, years change. Do not complain, do not sigh, do not grieve, do not scheme. Maintain a clear heart, step lightly on a beautiful path, cherish genuine emotions, and cultivate a positive mindset. When restraint is needed, take a deep breath to change the atmosphere. When facing difficulties, calmly reflect and change your perspective. When facing setbacks, strive to try again to regain self-confidence. Learn to confront yourself and open up to life. Practice forgiving mistakes so that each day passes peacefully. Work with humility, live with sincerity, and maintain self-restraint. Humans, though resilient, can sometimes grow weary. Excessive emotional attachment can lead to inner turmoil. Overzealous work can sometimes lead to exhaustion, and exaggerated words can become boasts. Life inevitably holds both bitterness and sweetness. How can one avoid the warmth and coldness of human relationships? Who doesn't wish for a smooth life, untouched by sorrow? Who doesn't desire cherished affection, unwavering and steadfast? Some things once clearly seen become lighter. Some people once truly understood no longer burden the mind. As a person, there are times when one should not be too precise. Sometimes giving your all can still lead to blame. Just be carefree and nothing will weigh you down. Simply cherish those in front of you and do your work well. Be sincere and kind, without ill intent, and everything will be reciprocated accordingly. 9. Learn to live lightly. The ways of the world often disregard how much suffering you have endured, nor do they care about your pain and hardships. What people notice is only the result you can contribute. So, when facing life's storms, just tell yourself that after passing through the tempest, the sun will naturally appear. Don't waste time sighing and complaining in front of others, because even if you speak, they won't care. Some things, when let go, feel lighter. Some people, when suddenly remembered, bring us happiness. Some pains, when fully understood, make us stronger. Excessive preoccupation with a problem will only make us endlessly entangled. In reality, no matter how simple a matter, if you overthink it, it becomes complicated. Just maintain a calm mind and an open heart, and everything that comes will pass simply and lightly, leaving peaceful days for life. 10. Deep understanding and compassion. Understanding is like a bridge. At its two ends are roads, and without the bridge, one cannot cross from one road to the other. Compassion is like an umbrella. Those standing beneath it always feel protected. If these things were absent, this world would become incredibly cold. Understanding helps us step out of the darkness and into a new landscape, just as crossing a bridge leads to a main road. Troubles and shadows naturally transform into butterflies and fly away. As the proverb says, take a step back, and the sky is high, the sea is wide. Treating others well is also a way of treating yourself well, for by forgiving others, a smile will remain with you. No matter how good a person is, they cannot be perfect. No matter how complete a relationship is, it cannot be without flaws. If you open your heart to embrace and accept, you will find that this world is not as bad as you think. In the wondrous journey of life, to meet each other is already a destiny. We should cherish it. Do not let anger sweep away beautiful affections, leaving behind belated regrets. Because we all have worries, injustices, and many things that don't go as planned. Sometimes we feel that the whole world is dark, and we involuntarily lament that deep affections are as fragile as gossamer. In reality, the sun is always warm, and the morning light is still bright every day. It's just that sometimes we stand in the shadows. Being tolerant of others is not weakness at all, but a demonstration of magnanimity. It is a wise choice. Let us build the bridge of understanding, raise the umbrella of compassion, and share the most beautiful aspects of life, so that the world is always filled with the warm light of the sun. 11th, open your heart to forgive. Life will inevitably have things that are not as desired. You will encounter people who do not suit your liking. If you cannot take things lightly and let them go, you will live in trouble and fatigue in your relationships with others. Due to differing knowledge, differing views, and differing cultivation, people have different ways of perceiving and handling problems. Therefore, occasional clashes, conflicts, and disagreements are normal. At such times, forgiveness becomes a noble demeanor and a way of self-cultivation. It is like an umbrella that can protect and help you move forward. In the rain and storm, forgiving others sometimes requires a little sacrifice, a generous heart, or a slight disadvantage. This is absolutely not weakness or meekness, but rather to make your path wider and more open. Life is also like the sky. It cannot always be clear for your enjoyment, but sometimes it will be gloomy, causing you distress. Life also cannot always grant you good fortune and happiness. Sometimes it will make you taste all the bitterness and sweetness. Therefore, open your heart and practice the habit of forgiveness. Step past the people and things that cause you distress, and you will see yourself standing high and looking far to the horizon. 12. Just the right amount of joy and sorrow. When praised by others, a little joy is enough. Do not quickly assume it is true, for most praise is to win favor. Do not let those sweet words deceive you. When criticized by others, a little sadness is acceptable. Never express anger, for there is often some truth in it that you have missed. Changing yourself is what is necessary. If life were truly full of suffering, you would have no time to complain. If life were too arduous, where would you find the strength to resent? Because things have not reached the absolute worst, you still have the state of mind to cry and complain. Remember that you live for yourself. Therefore, whatever you do, as long as your heart is clear and whole, it is enough. When choosing your path, you are also deciding your destiny. Don't dwell too much on the past. Live fully in the present and look towards the future. Tomorrow will surely be beautiful. 13. The adaptability of water life passes very quickly. If you can move past illusory fame and gain, you can touch upon true things. When encountering complex matters in life, resolve them lightly and discard unnecessary entanglements so that your heart is at peace and you can move forward. Yielding the way to others avoids petty disputes. Looking far ahead will reveal the rainbow after the rain. Packing lightly allows for a leisurely journey of thousands of miles. In truth, the most beautiful scenery is not seen by the eyes but felt by the heart. Deep emotions need not be spoken. They can still be known through actions. Whenever you feel displeased, remember the nature of water, always soft and gentle. It silently embraces and transforms all things without needing to contend or explain. If everyone could cultivate themselves to that state, why worry that the world would not be peaceful or that people's hearts would not be at ease? 14. The value of adversity. You know many people, but how many truly help you? It doesn't matter how many relatives you have. See how many people visit you when you are in trouble. Those you eat with every day may not necessarily help you when needed. Friends need quality, not quantity. A cart full of potatoes cannot compare to a single shining pearl. If I have a cake, sharing half with you is friendship. If I eat one piece and give the rest to you, that is love. If I give it all to you, that is motherly love. If I hide it and tell you I am speaking, that is life's reality. A man's poverty will reveal who truly loves him. A woman's unattractiveness will make her realize who will never abandon her. Only when life is truly difficult will you understand who genuinely cares for you. Companionship is not about wealth. Cherishment is not about beauty. Time cannot retain wealth or beauty, but only sincerity. Days cannot generate affection or truth, but they can help you see the true and false hearts of people. 15. Change your path. If you have walked for a long time and see no hope, you should change direction. If you have pondered a matter repeatedly and still cannot untie the knot in your heart, you should let go. If you have interacted with some people for a long time and still do not feel their sincerity, then distance yourself. If you have applied a certain way of living for a long time and still find no joy, then choose to change. 16. No need to be overly precise, black and white. There is a saying, water that is too clear has no fish. A person who is too scrutinizing has no friends. If you dispute with family and win, family affection is lost. If you are overly precise with your lover, affection will fade. If you compete with friends and win, comradeship will vanish. In an argument, people focus only on reason, forgetting that what is lost is emotion, and what remains is self-harm. What is black, and what is white. It is best to let time prove it. Cast aside your stubbornness and use a generous heart to look at people and affairs. With a little more enthusiasm, a little more composure and warmth, life will always have sunshine, and you will be a winner forever. Life is a process of self-reflection. Do not be ambitious. Do not expect everyone to understand you, nor wish for everything to go your way. Life has no fixed pattern. Simply possess a pure and passionate heart. When troubled, find joy. Do not forget happiness. No matter how busy you are, remember to retain it. Cherish your youth. Do not lose your health. When tired, pause and rest. Do not lose the joy of life. As long as you always remember your destination and know what you are doing and where you are, rest assured you will not get lost. 17. Remind yourself. Always respect others and cultivate tolerance. Appreciate the sea for embracing 100 rivers to become vast. Appreciate friends for their support, and appreciate adversaries, for they make you stronger. In this life, there are two things we cannot avoid. One is walking, and the other is stopping. Are you approaching them with a positive mindset? A positive mindset is the best companion, helping us always be joyful and healthy. With those close or far away, if there is a connection, we should know how to give and maintain good relationships. For not burning incense in ordinary times and clinging to the Buddha's feet when in distress is useless. Therefore, one must know how to accumulate human kindness. It is like a bank account. The more you deposit, and the longer the time, the higher the interest. Do not be impatient. Do not draw hasty conclusions, especially when angry. Learn to put yourself in different positions to view things. Make big matters small, and small matters non-existent. When encountering complex issues, resolve them lightly and decisively. Do not complicate simple things. Have a sense of knowing enough. Most of the world's worries stem from useless comparisons. You will see that some people are not as good as you. Of course, there are also those you cannot compare to. When you complain about not having beautiful shoes, remember those who don't even have feet to walk. If your opponent makes you angry, it proves you still cannot overcome them. Turn around and see who is insulting you. It is unnecessary, like being bitten by a mad dog. Do you really need to bite it back to calm down? Therefore, do not pay too much attention to the malicious words of others. Do not view work as a burden. Instead of complaining and being annoyed, face it joyfully and positively. View work as life, as art, and you will enjoy the joy it brings. To live one more day is a blessing, so cherish it. Life is only a few short decades. Do not do things that will make you regret them. The sun rises from the East Sea and sets behind the Western Mountains. Sadness also passes, and joy also passes in a day. Do not dwell on useless gossip, and life will be peaceful, your spirit light. 18. Remember others' virtues. Cultivate your own morality. Perhaps we often make the same mistake. We become accustomed to someone's kindness, and then one day they make a slight mistake, and we immediately forget all the good things that remain. People often remember the flaws and mistakes of others, enjoying scrutinizing their shortcomings and believing that others are inferior to them. The more they look, the more they see others as weak. The more they observe, the harder it is to accept. In reality, looking at others is like looking in a mirror. If you frown and roll your eyes, you will certainly receive an unpleasant image in return. From that, both you and the other person feel unhappy. Others' awkwardness also seems magnified in our eyes when we are displeased. It is as uncomfortable as a needle pricking the eye or a thorn piercing the skin. It must be removed to feel comfortable. Remembering others' mistakes is using their wrongdoings to punish yourself, making you unhappy and living in discomfort all day. Therefore, remember the good points of others. Be a little tolerant of shortcomings. Reflect, and you will see that everyone has something worth learning. If your heart contains only good things, how beautiful the world will be. Remembering others' good points is far better than remembering their mistakes and carrying a heart full of resentment, suffering, and a flickering life. 19. Don't hurt those you cherish. Do we often commit this error? We are polite and courteous to strangers, but often grumble at those close to us. A little help from a passerby makes us immensely grateful. Yet no matter how much our loved ones care for us, we feel unsatisfied. We often direct our bad moods and sour expressions towards those around us, while reserving our patience and tolerance for fleeting strangers. Whenever you wish to express resentment or blame, remember that loved ones are a peaceful haven, protecting us from rain and wind, not a garbage bin. In this world, no one is good to us without reason, but loved ones can be good to us. They can accept everything and sometimes even sacrifice more. The reason we can hurt someone is because they care for and love us. Therefore, treat those who love you a little better. Don't hurt them. 20. 3 kinds of life's affairs. In life, there are 3 main types of affairs. First, your own affairs, such as what you should do today, what to eat, whom to help, whether you are happy or sad. All of these are decided by yourself. Second, other people's affairs, such as a certain man being lazy or someone's unhappy marriage, your friend deceiving you, or someone not appreciating your help. These are matters that others control. Third, affairs of heaven and earth, typically things like rain, wind, thunder, lightning, natural disasters, and epidemics. These are matters beyond human control. Most of our worries stem from forgetting our own affairs, meddling in others' matters, and excessively worrying about the affairs of heaven and earth. To be peaceful and at ease, simply take care of your own affairs, do not pry into others' business, and do not disturb the affairs of heaven and earth. Therefore, whenever you feel troubled or uneasy, consider whose affair it truly is. You will know how to resolve it. 21. Choices. Whether with friends or family, there's no need for clever words. Sincerity is enough. No need to swear oaths. Being able to do what you say is enough. No need to analyze gains and losses. Mutual understanding is enough. No need for suspicion or speculation. Compassion and trust are enough. No need for passionate haste. Gentleness and tolerance are enough. No need to be inseparable. Having each other in your heart is enough. No need for intense, fervent attachment. Sticking together to the end is enough. No need for wealth and luxury. Peace and good health are enough. Choose the right profession and succeed for a lifetime. Choose good friends and be wise for a lifetime. Choose a suitable environment and be happy for a lifetime. Choose a kind soulmate and be happy for a lifetime. Choose an optimistic way of life and be serene for a lifetime. 22nd, do not comment on others. Do not comment on whether others are good or bad, for they do not affect your livelihood. Do not discuss the morality of others, for you may not necessarily be nobler than them. Do not judge someone's family, for it has nothing to do with you. Do not criticize others' education, for in this world, what everyone lacks is knowledge. Do not spend extravagantly, for you may be unemployed tomorrow. Do not be arrogant or conceited, for you may fall from power in the future. Do not try too hard to prove yourself. Know that in this world, no one is completely inferior to you. Be a little humble. Do not rely too much on others, for everyone in this life has many responsibilities. When free, they just want to rest. Do not do things that harm others, for sooner or later, retribution will find you. Never waste time admiring the lives of others. No matter how wealthy or prosperous they are, you should not comment on whether someone is happy or not, even if they seem lonely. Happiness is like drinking water, whether hot or cold. Each person feels it for themselves. Do not comment on anyone's personality, for that is their personal matter. The mistakes of others you observe are actually deficiencies in your own cultivation. 23. True nature. Happiness is for feeling, not for displaying. Life is for experiencing, not for scheming. Affection is for connecting, not for testing. Parents are for filial piety, not for demanding. Friends are for sharing, not for comparing. Relatives are for caring, not for hurting. Money is for spending, not for measuring. Fame is for contributing, not for showing off. Material possessions are for using, not for flaunting. Trust is for certainty, not for pressure. 24. Forgive and trust. When someone intentionally hurts you, forgive them, but never place your trust in them again. Forgiving others is letting yourself off the hook, but if you continue to trust blindly, you are giving others another opportunity to hurt you. We should believe that everyone can correct their mistakes, but let life verify that. Even if life has 1,000 reasons to be sad, find 1,001 stories to make yourself happy. No matter how cruel the world is, all you need to do is keep a light heart. Let go of all undesirable people and matters. Live in the present moment of your own life. If you know how to take care of yourself, not rely on others, and persistently move forward, you will surely see light and warmth on the path ahead. 25th, remind your heart. Do not overthink in life. When you encounter benefits, remember not to hoard them all for yourself. Striving for profit your whole life will never be enough. Knowing when to stop is enough. Even if you are right, do not pursue others to the very end. The world's arguments can be debated for 1,000 years without end. Even if you win, you lose your kindness. Even if you have outstanding talent, never mock others. Comparing people easily leads to hurt. Comparing objects easily leads to having to discard one of them. If you appear too clever, those around you will be suspicious. Being too perfectionistic will easily lead to resentment. Being too arrogant will lead to others shunning you. Overthinking will lead to worries. Being too meticulous will only obsess you. Pursuing too much will only make you weary. Only when your heart feels happy will your days be carefree. When your body and mind are at ease, you will find life worth living. Cherish those around you. This life, once gone, you may not meet again. Seize the joy of the present, for in a blink of an eye, what you see may no longer be there. 26. Be a little naive. Humans are very simple, yet also very frightening. A kind heart can embrace everything. A malicious heart can harm countless people. Being too cunning will cause others to shy away. Being too strict in your work easily leads to resentment. Always fighting to the end in every matter and striving to win every small advantage. Ultimately, what is lost is human kindness, and you yourself become petty. Therefore, when faced with money and benefits, be a little naive so as not to lose harmony. When dealing with calculations of kindness and grievance, being a little naive will keep your conscience clear. When disputing fame and words, being a little naive will keep your mind from getting tired. When hearing false rumors, being a little naive will prevent them from entering your ears. No one is perfect. Each individual has a different style. Although some admire, some envy, or some are resentful, deep down, everyone hopes not to be entangled in petty disputes. A truly determined person will not live too cunningly. Constantly scheming and calculating, they will be a little naive to preserve kindness and avoid meaningless struggles. At the end of a short life, knowing contentment is true ease. In a busy life, being a little naive will naturally bring comfort. 27th, retain a bit of sincerity. Scrutinizing the mistakes of others means you yourself are not good. Blaming others' shortcomings is inherently undesirable. Judging others by your own standards means no one is perfect. Scheming to drive your opponent to a dead end will not make them reach an impasse, but only harm yourself by blocking your own retreat. Constantly watching others' good and bad deeds will not cause anyone any loss, but only make you lose time to look up at the vast sky and earth. A person who is too domineering will have no friends. A heart that is too selfish will only cause oneself illness. Only love can create deep affection. Only then can it embrace the entire world. When you have time, sit quietly and reflect on your mistakes. When idle, do not comment on the good or bad of the world. Words, though not directly harmful, can easily cause damage. There is no greater sin of the mouth than slander, so speak carefully and avoid saying things that are not true. Even when joking, be moderate. When accusing someone, do not speak too harshly. Retain a bit of inner peace. When scolding someone, remember not to be too bitter. Retain a bit of generosity. Even if you are right, do not pursue them to the end. Retain a bit of tolerance. When handling matters, do not be too aggressive. Retain a way of retreat. Accepting others is opening opportunities for yourself. Being empathetic to those around you will help you become more magnanimous. A tolerant person is so because they know how to treat life with a kind heart. A person of quality is so because they always treat others with respect. A cultivated person demonstrates it through their gentle attitude towards everyone, and only by thinking of others are they worthy of everyone's concern and respect. If you respect the other party, life will also respect you. With a light heart, treating everyone will naturally make your own heart relaxed. No contention, no clinging, no worry, no fear. 28th, self-reflection. Sometimes a malicious word can lead to a conflict. A kind word can create much good. Sometimes advising someone requires thousands of words, but sometimes just one sentence is enough to destroy everything. Therefore, every word spoken needs to be extremely careful and thoroughly considered to avoid regret. Everyone has strengths and weaknesses. As long as you learn from the good and limit criticism, anyone can be your teacher to help you improve. Constantly focusing on others' merits and admiring or envying them is not as good as looking inward and diligently learning. Constantly scheming and plotting, hoping others are not as good as you, is not as good as silently striving to make yourself stronger. Sometimes looking back at what once troubled and confused you, it seems so insignificant. Sometimes re-examining what once caused you pain feels as light as a breeze passing by. Therefore, no matter what happens, do not be hasty or stubborn. Be a little clear-headed, a little calm, and look at things broadly, and there will be nothing in this world that cannot be lightly released. 29th, preserve trust. Someone who dares to confide in you with their whole heart is someone who trusts you. Remember not to spread it around. Someone who dares to lend you money is someone who trusts you. Remember not to break that trust. Someone who dares to reveal their weaknesses is someone who trusts you. Remember not to cause them harm. Whether it is family affection, friendship, or love, everyone fears giving sincerity and receiving betrayal, or placing trust only to end up with nothing. Trusting someone is like giving your whole heart. Trusting someone is entrusting your entire being, so be extremely careful. If placed in the wrong hands, it will become a weapon that turns back to stab you. In life, if you want to be trusted by others, make yourself worthy. If you maintain integrity, everyone will want to be close to you. If you are serious, people will rely on you. If you are sincere enough, life will willingly place its complete trust in you. 30. Nurture a kind heart. In daily relationships, everything has its destined cause. Between people, if you see others as bodhisattvas, they will be saintly people. If you see others as demons, they will become frightening figures. It's like looking in a mirror. If you smile, you will receive a happy face in return. If you frown and look gloomy, you will see a sorrowful expression. It is the same between friends. If you treat them with respect and deference, they will respond gently and courteously. But if you treat them with contempt and shout, you will receive dissatisfaction and disdain. Therefore, in life, treat friends with sincerity, treat family with affection, treat loved ones with tolerance, and treat enemies with forgiveness. If you always maintain a kind heart and interact with everyone gradually, they will feel it and respond accordingly. When your heart is filled with good things, the quality of your life will also improve. As the saying goes, appearance arises from the mind. Scenery changes with the mind. The greater the kindness in your heart, the more it will manifest outwardly and spread to those around you, leading to sweet outcomes. 31. Learn to live life is inherently not easy. Each household has its own circumstances. Each person has their own suffering, so never mock anyone. Respecting others is respecting yourself. No matter how glorious a person is, there will be hidden sorrows behind them. No matter how happy a person is, there will be some worries in their heart that are hard to express. Who in life is perfect? Life will always encounter betrayal, and you cannot predict it. So do not be overly proud. Learn to live sincerely and humbly, treating others a little better to create blessings for yourself. Everything originally has no common template. Nothing is completely fixed. But as long as you have direction, faith, and perseverance in your heart, you will surely see light on the path ahead. 32. People to cherish. Those who actively spend money are not necessarily rich, but because they value relationships more than money. Those who often yield benefits to others are not foolish, but because they deeply understand the principle of sharing. Those who volunteer to do more than everyone else are not stupid, but because they have a high sense of responsibility. Those who are the first to apologize are not because they admit fault, but because they cherish that relationship. Those who offer to help you are not because they owe you, but because they consider you a close friend. If you are fortunate enough to meet such people in life, please skillfully cherish them. 33rd, things not to do. Parents have gratitude. Do not be unfilial. Husband and wife are destined. Do not resent. Children are close kin. Do not abandon. Relatives are blood. Do not discriminate. Affection is voluntary. Do not force it. Friends are companions. Do not break ties. Emotions need nurturing. Do not calculate. Beautiful women are countless. Do not be obsessed. Fine wine needs to be known how to drink. Do not be greedy. Gambling is dangerous. Do not be addicted. Superstition is deceitful. Do not be fooled. Striving for gain is for others. Do not hoard. Desires are endless. Do not overindulge. Getting angry harms yourself. Do not be malicious. Life is joyful. Do not be sorrowful. Misunderstandings are inevitable. Do not be discouraged. Opportunities are rare. Do not lose them. Learning is boundless. Do not limit yourself. Helping others is righteous. Do not overlook it. Labor is glorious. Do not be lazy. Exercise needs to be frequent. Do not interrupt it. Life is short. Do not waste it. Fate often rises and falls. Do not panic. The body needs care. Do not harm it. Life is precious. Do not take it lightly. Safety is paramount. Do not forget it. Peace is happiness. Do not disturb it. 34. Lessons from undesirable things. Even if your finger is dirty, you cannot cut it off. If a hat doesn't fit, there's no need to adjust the size of your head. When this door closes, another sky will naturally open. The question is whether you see it or not. When you feel pain, the first thing to break is stubbornness. The question is whether you are willing to let go or not. In one's life, people do everything just to have a big house and grand gates. In reality, just a small thatched hut with a stone bench is enough to enjoy the joy of tranquility. 35. How can one pursue a perfect life? In life, no matter how good you are, you cannot be liked by everyone. No matter how well you live, there will be those who praise and those who criticize. No matter how successful you are, people will still judge it as good or bad. Some will admire you, others will resent you, some will envy you, others will disregard you. That's how life is. You cannot please everyone, so don't lose your true nature trying to satisfy others. Everyone needs their own principles and self-respect. Through others' mouths, we are not complete beings, but rather many different versions. You just need to be a good original version, and that's enough. Because people's eyes are similar, but their perspectives differ. Their mouths are similar, but each person speaks differently. Their hearts are similarly structured, but their thoughts are very different. Money is similar, but each person spends it differently. Right and wrong, good and bad, depend on different standpoints. Different circumstances lead to different views. We are all human, but each individual has a different way of living. Be confident and walk on your own 2 feet. Eagles fly without applause, grass grows without cultivation. Wildflowers in the deep mountains still emit a fragrant scent, even if no one appreciates them. In work, you don't need everyone to understand, just give your best. As a person, you don't need everyone to love you. Just be straightforward and generous. Flowers have 100 forms and 1,000 styles, yet they still bloom and emit fragrance without hindrance. In life, everyone has a different style. Why not support each other and rise together instead of putting each other down? If you feel it's worth it, cherish it. If you're happy, maintain it. If someone makes you happy, be close to them. If you're touched, love them. As a person, if you say it's easy, it's not entirely easy to move thousands of hearts or manage the tongues of the world. It's certainly not easy. As a person, if you say it's hard, it's not entirely hard. Just maintain a kind heart and be a good person, then walk your own path, and that's enough. A lifetime is actually not very long. Since you've already come this far, you should live a beautiful life. 36. Sincere friends. When you cherish someone, you must have been touched by them. When you decide to leave someone, there must be some disappointment. You cannot judge a person by their appearance. Only after long interaction can their true nature be seen. Do not hastily comment on emotional matters. Only after experiencing hardship can true affection be revealed. In life, only when you fall into an abyss do you know who will throw stones to bury you and who will help you stand up. A sincere friend is someone who can accompany you from darkness until the sun appears. They are someone who willingly holds an umbrella for you during the storm. They are someone who stays until the very end when everyone else has left. Such friendship is precious and rare. Only those who live sincerely will one day encounter it. Friendship is not about quantity, but about accompanying each other through rain and shine. Affection is not about duration, but about being able to rely on each other when needed. What is called profound righteousness is that if you need it, as long as I have it, you will have it. What is called deep affection is not making lavish promises when you are successful, but importantly, extending a helping hand at critical moments. Those who may criticize or refute you in daily life, but stand by you through difficulties, are truly precious friends. Those who flatter and fawn may not be sincere. Those who are consistent when needed are truly trustworthy. A good connection does not depend on time. A beautiful friendship, once it arrives, will not leave again. If there is destiny, it will come uninvited. If there is no destiny, forcing it will not work. Those who do not cherish you, even if they swear oaths, will eventually turn their backs. Those who are truly sincere with you, even without promises, will remain caring and devoted. Regarding this matter of destiny, it is best to live wholeheartedly and let nature take its course. 37th. Suitability is happiness. In life, there are many things that are not necessarily good just because they go your way. The sun does not fail to rise in the morning because you are unhappy. The moon does not fail to set at the end of the night because you are resentful. Covering your eyes does not mean the world will turn into darkness. Blurring others' vision does not necessarily mean the light will belong only to you. In this world, there are only axes that are not sharp enough, not types of vegetation that cannot be cut down. In work, it's just that people haven't thought of the method. There is absolutely nothing that cannot be accomplished. If people want to, they will find a way. If not, they will find an excuse. Life is like a glass of water. Whether hot or cold, the suitable temperature is drinkable. Flavors, whether sweet, bitter, or spicy, are delicious as long as they suit your taste. Melodies, whether fast or slow, are beautiful if they suit your ears. The four-season cycle, regardless of spring, summer, autumn, or winter, if they suit your mood, they are all good. Everything that suits you is happiness. 38th, positioning your life. When you can let go of the past, value the present, and look happily towards the future, that is when you are standing at a high position in life. When you can tolerate even undesirable things in life, caring only about responsibility and not about benefits, that is when you are standing at a high position of spirit. When you can look forward with hope, look down with compassion, and treat those above you with gratitude, that is when you are standing at a high position of the soul. Life not only needs to be seen from afar and seen clearly, but also to be seen through completely. Seeing from afar allows for a complete view. Seeing clearly helps one realize that most of the world's bustling activities are for fame and for profit. Seeing through does not mean the end of desires, but rather for peace and tranquility of mind. The most frightening aging in a person is not in appearance, but in losing the spirit of progress. A person may not be able to change their outer appearance, but they can completely improve their inner disposition. If personality changes, life will change accordingly. In interpersonal relationships, remember that kindness, enthusiasm, and sincerity easily bring good results. Some smiles are closer than politeness and can bring warmth to the other person. 39. Knowing when to let go and dry your tears. Generally, the more experienced a person is, the calmer and simpler they become. The more superficial a person is, the more impatient and uneasy they become. Truly strong people are not those who don't cry, but those who can swallow their tears and continue to move forward. Sometimes you need a little more patience, a little more perseverance. Even if you don't see hope, you should trust yourself. Sometimes you also need the courage to bear a burden beyond your normal capacity. After a little effort, you will discover that your abilities are also wonderfully much greater than you imagined. The journey of life is not only smooth and flat, so learn to accept and smile. Wipe away your tears, resolve your hardships, and continue on the path you have chosen, doing the work that needs to be done. Everything will gradually become better.